guys, what's up? Today I want to show you a little melody breakdown, like a little baby loop. The loop that I'm gonna break down today is also gonna be in the loop kit that I'm gonna drop in like 2 weeks. So without further ado, let's hop into the melody. I like to start out with my bass notes just because I get that like typical little baby feeling. Because the bass patterns are always kind of the same. I like the Noir grand piano from Contact, but I also like the Maverick. It's also a Contact Bank or just Addictive Keys plugin. The last video I had a bit of a different piano. I was going down after the first 4 bars. Now I'm gonna go up, so I'm just gonna show you the pattern real quick. Very typical 4PF feeling. The next thing that I did is add this bass pattern. Basically I copied the same MIDI over, but I just chose different sound, like a bass sound. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to have the same sound repeating through the whole melody. I just want to switch up the bass sounds, but also like the melody in general, but you're gonna see that later. For this, I chose this like muddy bass. I think it's from a free Now Waves kit. So basically I just created the box and then copied the MIDI pattern over, but I didn't have 2 octaves, but just 1. And this is what the pattern sounds like. You can also play with the velocity a bit, but you should do that with all the sounds basically, just because it gives it more of a natural feeling and the whole melody just sounds like more humanly, I guess. So after adding the bass notes, I immediately wanted to add like a catchy melody. When I create like my melody patterns, the thing I do is I first lay down the melody in FL keys. I don't know why, I just like it more because I guess the piano is just a bit more dry. It doesn't have a lot of reverb or delay on it, and the sound isn't like going crazy, so I can really like focus on a pattern. So basically what I did, I opened up FL keys and then just laid down a pattern. I think I even inspired it from a MIDI I had lying around somewhere. This is what the pattern sounds like. The thing I did, basically, I just put down these notes right here. If you're also struggling like making music just off your ear, like I can't do that. I just have to use like these scale highlightings right here. Just go to your root note and then click it, and then you'll see like basically all the notes that are in key. So basically what you want to do is just lay down a catchy pattern only on the white notes. The way I did it, I just chose this like 1/4 beat and then just laid down a simple pattern, just going down, and then with some notes I chose a 1/3 step, like you can see here, this F sharp or D sharp right here. So that just gives it like more bounce and it just sounds nice. A lot of times I struggle with my patterns. This can take a little time, but if you really want to have like a catchy melody, then it's gonna be a sacrifice that you wanna take. So of course I don't want to have like FL keys actually like playing the melody. So I opened up Contact, and in Contact I looked for a sound basically. So I took the MIDI and just played it, and then I wanted to see like what sound sounds good with this pattern. I experimented around a bit, like I chose a whole bunch of different sounds, but then in the end I chose this like Melted Vibes Bank, and the sound is called Pull Up Lead. And this is what the final like pattern sounds like. Sounds very nice, and as you can see I played around with the velocities again. If you already have a solid bass line and a good melody, the only thing left is just to create some variety. You could just like copy the MIDI over and take another sound, but I personally like to spice it up a bit. So I still take the other pattern as a blueprint, but I just try to switch it up a bit. So basically what you want to do is just turn on the ghost channels. So if you don't have ghost channels turned on yet, you just go to view right here and then enable ghost channels, or just press Alt V. After that you should see like the pattern in the back, and then you can just create a new pattern on top of it. So what I did, I chose a sound called Electro Whistles from Ethereal Earth. It's also from the like complete bundle from Native Instruments. So what I did then, I basically like laid down the new pattern, but I still like looked at the old MIDI and basically copied it. I deleted like all the notes that are not like useful for me, and I tried to create some variation so I don't have like the top notes right here, and right here they appear back. So this is what the pattern sounds like. So now the melody is basically like done. You could just leave it at that, but me personally, like I like strings a lot, and in a lot of Lil Baby like beats and melodies, you hear like strings, and I just love them, to be honest. And that's why I added some more strings, just to have some more variation. For the strings, I chose the strings ensemble again from the Labs VST. It's free, so you can just download it. What I want to do with these strings is I just want to create some variation. So let's listen to the pattern real quick. So yeah, for the strings, you basically want to follow the bass notes, but not on every part. So right here, I follow the bass note, and right here, but I switch it up in between. Also try to create some variation after the first 4 bars, so don't just like simply copy over this pattern. I mean, it's probably gonna sound out of key either way, but try to create some variations, so when the listener is listening to the loop, he hears different elements throughout the whole melody, basically. So the final thing I wanted to add are short strings, and I came up with this pattern right here. What you want to do for these counter melodies is just basically put on the scale highlighting again, and then just see what sounds good. You could use like the 1/4 step or 1/3 step, just something that gives the melody a bit more depth. I didn't change up the velocities here, but I added some effects. I added some delay and some halftime, but I just put it at 10%. I also put on an EQ, but nothing special. With all these sounds, the thing is that I didn't really put a lot of effects on there, or if I did, I just put on a little delay or EQ'd it, because I use good sounds in the first place. So if you use good sounds, if you have like certain sounds that you like remember them, because I can't tell you how much I like use the strings ensemble before, or the noir like piano. If you have sounds that sound good, remember them and go back to them, because why not? Because first you're creating like your own sound, and you know for a fact that they sound good, so you don't have to like change up a running system, except you like want to actually like experiment around and use new sounds and stuff. So yeah, that's basically the full melody. I'm just gonna play it now with all sounds. That sounds fire, and you don't need like a lot of effects on it or no music theory. You can just like go off the scale highlighting. I just put it on a minor melodic, I think, and then I just like put down a pattern. It's pretty simple. You just have to like find a good pattern, experiment around with it. Sometimes that can take like 10 minutes, but after you have a nice pattern and you can go off of the pattern, then take the MIDI to add like counter melodies, and maybe also like add vocals to it that are in the same key. And as soon as you know it, you have this melody and it sounds fire. And now I'm gonna add some drums on it. I'm not gonna do anything special. You can do that later when you have the kit. Actually, you can add some fire drums and hopefully get a placement, but now I'm just gonna have a little like show off like what the drums could sound like. So yeah, just added some quick drums, and now that's the final result basically. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out the sample pack when it's dropping, 2 weeks as I said before. If you would subscribe to me, it would mean a lot to me. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in the future. And yeah, that's it basically. Bye.